Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ian, your head guy for Team Typhoon TC Gaming. And we got a little something special for you today. We have our Umbral Horror Deck. Umbral Horrors, yeah, man. They are a kind of an underrated deck, actually. Not a whole lot of support. I mean, I think in the entire archetype, there's only 4 cards, which, you know, that's not much of anything. But that's not the point. It works really great with Umbral Ghoul and Umbral Unform, and you know, with the outward Reptilian support and now Secret Sec Drew, you know, it's actually somewhat of a playable deck. So let's go ahead and get right into the deck profile, right? So we are running 3 copies here of Umbral Horror Ghoul, and like it says here on the left side of the screen, you can read, once per turn you can make this card's attack power 0, and if you do, special summon 1 Umbral Horror monster with 0 attack from your hand. So that works with your Umbral Horror Unform. And Unform, when he attacks, he has to attack a monster, and he has to bash into one of your opponent's monsters. You're going to take damage, obviously. But when he's destroyed by battle, you can special summon 2 Umbral Horror monsters from your deck to your hand, or from the deck to the field, or for your hand, or vice versa. So, you know, that's good for getting those rank 4 plays. Or, you know, you have an Unform, you bash it into one of your opponent's monsters, and then you get out 2 Umbral Ghouls, and then you can go for like that. If, you know, if it's an 18 beater, you can get that swing off. So yeah, we're running the 3 Ghouls, and then we're running 3 Unforms, and that is everything for the Umbral Horror monsters. That's all we use for Umbral Horrors. They special summon each other out really well, so that's why we play with them. Next card up on the list that I'm going to talk to you about is Secret Sec Druid Drew. Like it says, when this card's normal summon, basically what you get to do is special summon a monster from your graveyard with 0 attack and or defense, except Secret Sec Druid Drew. And you special summon it in face-up defense position. This is specifically for going for rank 4 plays. Now, this whole deck goes for rank 4s and level 8 monsters off the bat, like super duper crazy. So it's just another reason why we run him in this deck. So, you know, he came in Judgment of the Light, and he was actually one of the commons that you probably skipped over. So that's Secret Sec Drew Drew. I run 1 Secret Sec Drew Wid, but I'm probably going to take him out for something else. He's not really that amazing in this deck. He's really just there as a filler for, you know, you can get Kaiser Coliseum back if it gets knocked from the graveyard. So, but that's that. For Reptilian support, we have 3 Mass Chameleons, and Mass Chameleon is amazing. He is a level 4 tuner, first off. When you normal summon Mass Chameleon, you can special summon a monster with 0 defense from your graveyard, and you special summon that target in face-up defense position. That lets you go into an instant level 8 synchro summon. So the only thing with this card, though, is if you control a level 5 or higher monster, you cannot normal summon this card, so you've got to be wary of that. But we run him at 3. Then the other reptile in this deck that we run is 3 Kage to Kage. He can't be normal summoned or set, but when you normal summon a level 4 monster, you can special summon him onto the field right behind them. And that's also good for your rank 4 plays. This deck is a really, it's a 1 push per turn kind of deck. And also because of that, it's very easy to top deck with this card. So your opponent might think that he has you on the ropes, and you pull a Mass Chameleon or a Secret Sec Druid Drew, or you have Goblinberg, or you get Kage to Kage and you have another card in your hand, and you push for the turns, and you just go, and it's really great for that. The last monster card that I need to explain is Goblinberg. This is a really fun card. When it's normal summoned, you can special summon a 1 level 4 or lower monster from your hand. We starting to get the catching the drift on the deck style so far. Yeah, so, you know, he's just a great card. We run him at 3 for that exact purpose. So let's go ahead and get into some spells here. We're running 1 Allure of Darkness for your draw power, of course. Draw 2 cards and then banish a dark monster. No big deal. We're running 1 Dark Hole for field destruction purposes. Then we're running 2 Soul Charge. Yeah, I mean, who's not running Soul Charge now? You know, it's 1,000 life points per monster to special summon them out of the graveyard. And, you know, a lot of bad players play them like hardcore, like at 3, because they're bad players and they don't know how to utilize them. And a lot of good players play them because they can utilize them very well for the deck. And for this purpose, we're going to be utilizing it. So then we play 2 Upstart Goblin for more draw power. We're not really worried about giving our opponents 1,000 life points. That's not a big deal. Then we are also going to play 1 Recurring Nightmare. Recurring Nightmare, not that big of a deal. Select 2 dark monsters with 0 defense in your graveyard, return them to your hand. This is really for like late game plays. If you're really running and dwindling, you haven't beat your opponent, you know. But most of the time when I get this card in my hand, I just keep it until way later in the game. Then we have 1 Foolish Burial. Send 1 monster card from your deck to the graveyard. This is really good for if you get a Mass Chameleon and a Foolish Burial in your hand the first turn. Then you can go for an instant synchro summon. So that's awesome. We're running 3 Mystical Space Typhoon. Yep, 3 Mystical Space Typhoon because we hate that back row, man. We gotta do something about that. And then we're running 2 Colosseum. And basically, your opponent can't out-summon you. If you have 1 monster on the field, they can only summon 1 monster on the field. So it's a great card for that. So it's just absolutely fantastic. I love Kaiser Coliseum. A lot of people haven't played it, and it's just a really good card to have. Then we are also running 1 1 compulsory evacuation device, 1 bottomless trap hole, 2 Vanity's Emptiness, because it's a great card to stop your opponent from special summoning. Once you get your special summon monsters out, you activate this and stop them. Especially with Kaiser Coliseum, it's like lockdown, dude. 3 Fiendish Chains to negate opponents' effects and just lock them up. And then we are also playing 1 Black Horn of Heaven, so we can destroy your opponent's special summon monsters. So let's go ahead and get into the extra deck here. We'll start with Synchros first. 1 Crimson Blader, mostly to just, mermails, stuff like that. Stop your opponent from special summoning level 5 or higher monsters. That's the whole purpose he's in there. 1 Colossal Fighter, because he can special summon himself from the graveyard, and he's not a bad attacker at 2,800. 1 Dark End Dragon, because we can play Dark End Dragon in this deck, and it's really funny that we can do that. Not a lot of people play him, but we can actually play him. So he's great. Loses 500 attack and destroys a monster. People don't see that coming. And then the main guy for the deck here, he is all. You'll find yourselves going into him a lot. And with Kaiser Coliseum, he's a pretty tough cookie to beat for your opponent. Start a Spark Dragon. Once per turn, activate the effect on either player's turn, and he can't be that. Whatever card is targeted can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. Good stuff. Then we go for our rank 4s. Let's start with Maestroke first. We're running 1 Maestroke, detach material to stay alive, or detach material to flip a monster to face down defense position. Heartland Draco. I prefer Heartland Draco over Gagaga Cowboy because he can do 2,000 damage. 2 Silent Honor Arc is what I'm running at right now. I'm probably going to drop 1 and go for X10. But, it's not, you don't really need X10 that bad. I mean, I don't know, it's just personal preference. I'd rather run the 2 Silent Honor Arcs because people like to get into Silent Honor Arc fights a lot, and, that's how it goes. 1 Black Ship of Corn, destroy monsters under 2,100 attack. 2 Feral Imps, 2 King of the Feral Imps. This is your main card for this deck. If you get into, so say you got Secret Sec, Druid, let's say you get an Umbral Horror, Ghoul, and an Unform in your hand first turn. You get those 2 out by their special summoning, by their effects, and then you go into a King of the Feral Imps, and you get either the Mass Chameleon or Kage Takage, depending on what you need that turn. But you probably will end up grabbing Mass Chameleon. The King of the Feral Imps is a good way to keep your Mass Chameleons getting in your hand, and that lets you control the field. So he's great for that. So we run him at 2. I would run him at 3, but I feel 2 is just right. We run 2 Master Key Beetle. Master Key Beetle is great. He can protect your cards from being destroyed by card effects. If you get 2 Master Key Beetles out in the field and you use their effects on each other, both of them can't be destroyed by card effects, and they're a good monster to attack with at 2,500. Then we run 1 Utopia, negate attacks, and we run 1 Crazy Box for those crazy situations, and he's a good, he's at 3,000. He can't attack, but he's a good block at 3,000. So, yeah, guys, that is the Umbral Horror Deck profile. So, shoot me a comment, let me know what you think. I will post up some test plays with this deck later, but I've test played it a million times. It rocks, it's awesome. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and Ian from Team Typhoon TC Gaming, have a good day, guys. Later.